I'm joined now by Rachel and Brian of season 13 of The Bachelorette, most notably the first black bachelorette in the show's history, also joined by Lindsey Vonn, Olympic gold medalist and PK star defenseman for the New Jersey Devils.
Star defenseman's pushing it. PK's been terrible the last little while, but carry on.
As a black man, do you feel betrayed when you see a black woman with a white man? And I might not necessarily say I feel betrayed, but I feel some type of way. Rachel, you and I, we go back. And so,
What you mean?
What was that?
What you mean?
Why is that awkward?
What happened? I'm just kidding. I don't give a shit.
No, it just sounded like you and I, we go back, and he looks at the husband.
Yeah, we do. Choo choo.
The way he said it sounded like he was implying something, but anyways.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something that I haven't told you
Yeah.
before. 2017, I'm watching The Bachelorette, and I see finally they chose a black woman. They chose a black queen, and I'm thinking to myself, surely she's gonna pick a black king. I know nothing about Brian, like nothing about Brian. Never met the guy, but all I see is Rachel picked a guy who is seemingly white. I felt some type of way about that. What would you say to someone who shared those sentiments? What would you say to them?
Well,
friend, mind your goddamn business. And why are you watching The Bachelorette? Okay, bye.
The way she said friend was just like, to make it clear, like, we never hooked up.
No.
That's what it felt like. It felt like she was just trying to be like,
Yeah.
nothing
Okay.
happened.
Okay, friend, because we're friends, right? Friends.
I don't even know if I should say friend after you just said that to me. No, I'm kidding. But honestly, I had to say, you know what? My journey of love can't be any different just because the color of my skin is. And people can't judge me for picking someone who doesn't look like me.
Have you lost friends based on who you love, being a black man?
I wouldn't say I've lost friends. There has been a lot of difficult moments with people that I'm very close to that it's been very hurtful, and I don't know exactly how to approach it.
I wonder if he feels the same way about her being with him that he does about the black dude being with the white woman. Right? Like, it's interesting to me that this topic is coming up. Like, I felt betrayed when I was like, but I never hear black dudes get mad about black men being with white women.
No, but I hear this rhetoric. I've heard that hypocrisy where black guys are like, yo, look at this black girl going out with this white. Why is she with this white dude? I'm like, bro, you date white chicks. Why is it different when it's another person? It's not the same thing, you know what I mean? It's not the same thing. I've heard that. I'm like, man, whatever.
I don't know how to get rid of racism and just allow them to see him for the person that he is. I don't know how to do that, and that is why I want to talk, because I
love, I'm gonna tell you something. I love every moment of it.
Why?
Because what this promotes is growth and strength in our relationship.
I know. It's just even funnier because they got divorced. So that's why it's like literally like a couple of months after this they got divorced. So yeah, no, it's just
He's just really
we're getting stronger and stronger.
They're like,
when we're apart.
Adversity is a great thing. When people show true colors, this world is full of a lot of people. Not everybody's going to be accepting of everything.
Is this shirt ripped underneath the sleeve?
hey, my shirt ripped. What you talking about? See, if I was like, yo, this dude's shirt ripped.
Where's your arm?
When my shirt is ripped, it's like that girl. It's like when you say, yo, look, that girl is looking at, is going out with the white dude, but I'm going out with a white woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My shirt ripped.
I got an email and it pierced my heart. She said, can you help me? What can I do as a white woman to be more accepted by black women? What would you say?
I don't know the answer to that. I feel like, PK's family and his friends, his family's friends, everyone has been so accepting of me. And I just try to be kind to every person that I meet. And even if they hate me because I'm with a strong black man, I'm still the same person.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know. This whole video is just awkward. The music, the
But that's what it is. That's what enter it. uncomfortable conversation with a black man. If you're uncomfortable,
I'm uncomfortable not because it's poignant or it's making me ask questions. I just feel like the setup is stupid. The questions aren't really good. I feel like the tone of the music and just like the awkwardness. I'm just like, but you know what? I'm only 5 minutes in, so maybe I'm missing it. But it's just,
I know that
It doesn't make you sad.
It does make me sad because it actually not sad. It makes me feel extremely guilty
Why?
because I am taking a strong black man away from them.
you see what I'm talking about? This is cringe, right?
but if that's how she feel.
She can feel how she feel. It's still cringy.
Yep.
But I love him, and I mean I shouldn't be penalized for that. I don't think, but there is the reality that that is true.
Why should I have to think like that?
I actually there was a friend of mine, and he actually later apologized for it, but he actually, when I was with Lindsay, I don't even know if I told you
No,
this.
you didn't. No,
But he broke me down about like, dude, you need to be with like a sister, like you need to, and I think he had a couple drinks, but I never stopped him or put him in his place. I just let him speak. I just let him speak because I said, you know, this is a lack of education. And we also have to be aware of what hate is and what a lack of intelligence is.
It's not just lack of intelligence. It's not just ignorance. It's hurt. If I said this before, when people talk and whenever I got the side eye or people just come up to me, like I'm in the bar and girls come up to me and be talking about me and my relationship, people that I don't even know. Yeah, people do that. It's not just ignorance, it's hurt. Especially if it's a black woman. So I don't say it because I understand the hurt. So I would add hurt in there. It's not necessarily lack of education or whatever. They hurt.
And what would you say to the black people who have that ideology of kind of like you're still with the traitor, you're with an enemy?
Okay, so if I'm talking about changing the game, I'm talking about changing the narrative, and all of us as a black culture are talking about changing. Well, you can't want change in one ways and not the other way. If we're talking about accepting people for who they are and seeing people for who they are and loving people for who they are, and if somebody respects you, respect them back, then it shouldn't matter what color the person. People are saying this is not about black and white. This is a human rights issue.
He said, Emmanuel, how can I love my black man, my black husband better? I'm gonna ask you, PK, to answer that question to Lindsay while also realizing you're answering it to the world. How can a white woman love her black man better?
No, that was a question? Yeah, you can shut that off. We're good.
This was cringe. It felt like it was a discussion about interracial relationships, but then it was basically just centered around the black man's experience and their point of view, which is weird. And then you didn't even go into like what are some of the biases that some black men may feel, or like just some of the extra layers. It was just like, so tell us why you love who you love. And I was just like, do you feel guilty about loving who you love? When you are not with someone who thinks you should be with someone like the type of person you love, like how do you feel? Like, I don't know, it was just very surface level. I was just like, blah. How can I love the black man better as a white woman? I don't know, go take an African studies class. Like, what do you want me to say? This is maybe you can give more said. This is probably your department better than mine. I thought it was so cringe.
But on my side, it's really, if you want to have an awkward, like an uncomfortable conversation about that, you have both sides. You have to have the sides of the black women that do not, people that don't, black women or black men that do not believe in interracial relationship, and people that do and have that conversation then. And that's going to be very uncomfortable, and that's going to be very, and we're going to solve some things and things, you know what I mean? You're not going to, if two people from the same side just ask the questions, yes, you ask the questions, but it was really, like you said, Abba, it was really on the surface. If you want to go deep and really solve something and really explore this, right now you just advertise one side. I still want to see what's the reality of the other side. I don't believe in interracial relationship. That's who I want to have a conversation with. That's who I want to trade it with.
Bruv, did the white dude even speak?
Who?
Did the white guy even speak?
What white guy?
That's my whole point. Apparently he's Latino. I don't even know. He's that. So I would have not liked to have maybe heard what's that experience like.
It's possible.
You know what I mean? Like it was centered. If you think about it.
Yeah, but maybe they spoke about it, but they narrowed it down because of attention span. They don't want to. Sure. But still, at the end of the day, your product is If I want to have this conversation, I want to have all parties there, and I want to be able to go back and forth. That's the way I have a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have a conversation with the people that think like me and just answer those questions, because to me that's just circle jerk. That's just, you know, stroking my own ego and whatever, or answering my own questions. I want to have a conversation with the other party that does not agree with me, and we could go back and forth.
I mean, even if you don't even do that, just get all the perspectives of the people who are present. All I heard was about how Lindsey Vonn feels when she's dating a black man. She felt like she stole one from the community, which was super cringe, or all this other stuff. And I'm just like, okay, this is still centered around the black man's experience of dating a white woman. Even when he asked the Bachelorette questions, it was like, why didn't you end up with a black man? How do you feel about it? And it wasn't about, what's it like in your relationship? What is the cultural experience that you have in dating into a Latino? Like, it was just centered around what PK has to deal with.
Yeah.
This could have gone so deep. What is it like to raise interracial kids? Their lived experience, right? What is the identity stuff that they face? What about your parents? Or if your parents are interracial, what kind of identity issues did you face? You know, what's it like for the ladies talking to other black women when they date outside? I would have liked to hear all those different perspectives instead of just centering it around like, PK, why are you so free and happy? Who cares? We always hear that, you know? So that's why I was just getting like really bored of this conversation. And then the white girl was like, I feel like I stole a black man. It's like, man, anyways. I was very surprised by how one-dimensional it was. Like, didn't even touch on the idea that like, when people date outside their race, they often talk badly about black women. I'm like, why does that exist? That's a dynamic you could have explored easily. Mm-hmm. You know, PK, have you heard this? What are your thoughts on that? Does that influence you subconsciously? There's a whole bunch of ways you could have taken this conversation.
How long was that video?
13 minutes.
Okay.
And I took away nothing.
Well, you know, Lindsay feels bad. Felt bad.
Yeah, because she dumped his ass.
And you know, the problem is solved. Anyways.
I don't know, those are my thoughts. People wanted us to watch this video, and I did. And I thought it was terrible. So those are my thoughts. But maybe you guys disagree. Maybe you agree. Maybe you don't even care. Highly possible. Leave your comments below.
Mira cómo goza,